Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to dive into our body's sometimes complicated relationship with pain. And we're going to look at a really fascinating natural compound that researchers are studying for its potential to help bring things back into balance. So, let's get into it.
You know that feeling, right, where the pain you're experiencing just seems completely over the top, like a tiny bump that feels massive or a sensitivity that just won't let up. It's like your body's volume knob for pain gets cranked all the way up to 11 and then just snaps off. Well, believe it or not, there's a scientific name for that, and it's the key to our whole story today.
So here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll talk about what's actually happening when pain overreacts. Then we'll introduce a potential helper that's getting a lot of scientific attention. We'll break down its possible three-part mission inside the body, from putting out inflammatory fires to calming down the control center. And then we'll wrap it all up with the bottom line, what this all really means.
All right, let's jump right in with Section 1, when pain overreacts. This is where we really get to the heart of that pain dial stuck on 11 feeling.
So the fancy science term for this is hyperalgesia. Honestly, the best way to think about it is like a faulty fire alarm in your house. A normal alarm, it goes off when there's actual smoke, right? But with hyperalgesia, the alarm starts screaming bloody murder if you just, light a birthday candle. It's this over-the-top sensitivity where the body's warning system just gets a little too enthusiastic. Okay, so if our body's alarm system can get jammed, what happens next? Well, researchers are always on the hunt for new ways to understand and support our bodies. And that brings us to our next part, where we get to meet a potential helper that's stirring up a lot of interest.
Let me introduce you to D-Limonene. You actually already know it. It's the natural compound that gives lemons and oranges that amazing, zesty smell. Now, let's be super clear, this is not some magic cure, but scientists are getting really excited about it because of how it seems to interact with the body's own systems for managing pain signals and keeping the nervous system balanced.
So what's its game plan? How might it actually work? Well, what's so cool is that the research suggests it doesn't just do one thing. It has this multi-pronged approach. We're going to frame it as an exciting three-part mission that D-Limonene might be on once it's inside your body. All right, here's the mission should it choose to accept it. Step 1, help tune down the actual pain signals. Step 2, help the body get a handle on inflammation. And Step 3, lend some support to the main command center, the nervous system. 3 huge goals. Let's break down that first one. Okay, mission 1, turn down the volume. Research suggests D-Limonene might have a little chat with a few key players here. First up is an enzyme called COX-2. Think of it as a factory that builds little megaphones for pain signals. D-Limonene might help slow down production. Then you've got these things called TRPV1 channels. They're like tiny heat and pressure detectors all over your body. D-Limonene could potentially make them less jumpy. And finally, it might activate something called PPAR-gamma, which basically acts like a dimmer switch for how excited your nerves get. It's all about making the whole system a little less reactive.
But, overactive pain signals don't just happen in a vacuum. A lot of the time, they're being fanned by this other thing, inflammation. Which brings us perfectly to the second part of D-Limonene's mission, putting out fires.
See, when your body is inflamed, it's like it's sending out these frantic group texts called cytokines. D-Limonene is being studied to see if it can help calm those messages down. It might also get in the way of something called the NF-kappa B pathway. Just think of that as this send to all button for kicking off an inflammatory response. D-Limonene might help jam that button. And maybe coolest of all, it might activate the NRF2 pathway, which is like calling in the body's very own specialized antioxidant cleanup crew to help manage the mess.
Okay, so we've covered the signals and we've covered the fires, but you can't have a balanced system without a calm headquarters, and that brings us to Mission 3, calming the control center.
This is all about the big boss, the brain and the central nervous system. Studies suggest D-Limonene might support serotonin. You've heard of that one, the feel-good chemical that helps with mood. It may also help bring some balance to the HPA axis, which is your body's main stress response system. And finally, it could enhance GABA, which is the brain's #1 chill-out signal. It's kind of like telling the entire nervous system, hey, just take a nice deep breath.
Okay, whew, that was a lot. Let's just take a breath and look at a quick summary. You can see we've got these 3 interconnected missions: tuning down the signals, reducing inflammation, and supporting the central nervous system. The key takeaway is that it's not about doing just one thing, but how all these actions could potentially work together to help the body find its balance again. Pretty cool, right?
Okay, all of this science sounds incredibly exciting, I know. But whenever we're talking about emerging research, we have to be grounded, we have to be responsible. So now we're at the most important part of our whole explainer today, the bottom line.
And this is probably the most important thing I'm going to say, so please listen up. While all these studies are fascinating, D-Limonene is not an FDA-approved treatment for hyperalgesia, for pain, or for any other medical condition. This is about understanding the science, not about diagnosing or treating yourself.
And look, don't just take it from me. The source material is crystal clear on this, and I want to read it to you directly. Before incorporating D-Limonene into your diet or supplement regimen, consult with a healthcare professional. That is always, always the first and most important step. Your doctor is the one who knows your health history and can give you the advice that's right for you.
So we'll leave it there. We've seen how researchers are exploring the incredibly complex, almost multi-talented role that just one compound can play in the body. And it really makes you wonder, right? If something as simple as a compound from a lemon can interact with our biology in so many amazing ways, what other secrets are just waiting out there to be discovered in the world all around us?